Jennifer Hartwell had spent 11 years keeping Frontier Station 7 running. 11 years of double shifts, emergency repairs at 3 in the morning, and solving problems that would have sent lesser engineers running for the escape pods. The station's life support systems, navigation arrays, and power grids, all of it ran because Jennifer made it run. So when Commander Robert Thorne called her into his office on a Tuesday morning, she thought perhaps he was finally going to approve her request for upgraded diagnostic equipment. She'd been asking for 2 years. "Sit down, Hartwell," Robert said, not meeting her eyes. Jennifer sat, a strange unease settling in her stomach. The commander's office was sparse and cold, much like the man himself. He'd transferred to Station 7 8 months ago, replacing Commander Weston, who had retired after commending Jennifer for her exemplary service. Robert shuffled some papers on his desk, then finally looked at her. "I'm letting you go, effective immediately." The words didn't register at first. "Excuse me, I've found someone better suited for the chief engineer position," Robert continued, his tone flat and businesslike. "Someone with more modern qualifications. Your replacement arrives on the next supply ship in 3 days." Jennifer felt like she'd been struck. "Commander, I've maintained this station for over a decade. My performance reviews are adequate," Robert interrupted. "But adequate isn't exceptional. I need exceptional, Hartwell. The station deserves the best, and I've found someone better." "Who?" Jennifer demanded. "Who could possibly know the station better than I do?" "Lieutenant Marcus Kane, fresh from the academy with top marks in advanced engineering. He's exactly what the station needs to move forward into the future." Jennifer's mind reeled. A fresh academy graduate? To replace her? "Commander, with all due respect, book knowledge doesn't replace hands-on experience. This station has quirks and systems that aren't in any manual. That's exactly the problem," Robert said, leaning back in his chair. "You've let the station become dependent on outdated workarounds, instead of implementing proper solutions. Kane will modernize our operations. Those workarounds have kept people alive." Jennifer's voice rose despite her effort to remain calm. "The ventilation system in Sector 4. The plasma conduits in Engineering Bay to those aren't in the manual, because they're custom solutions I designed. And that's another issue. Everything here is Jennifer's way. What happens if you're not here? No, I need standardized systems that anyone can maintain." "You're dismissed, Hartwell. HR will process your severance." Jennifer stood on shaking legs. 11 years. 11 years of her life poured into this station, and just like that, she was out. She packed her quarters in a daze, her colleagues stopping by with shocked expressions and quiet words of support. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sarah Chen was particularly upset. "This is insane," Sarah said, helping Jennifer pack her personal effects. "You're the heart of this station. Thorne's making a massive mistake. Apparently, I'm just adequate," Jennifer said bitterly, wrapping a photo of her and the engineering team from 5 years ago. "Not exceptional enough." 3 days later, Jennifer stood in the docking bay with her single duffel bag, watching the supply ship prepare for departure. Lieutenant Kane had arrived that morning, bright-eyed and confident, already spouting theories about optimizing efficiency and streamlining protocols. Robert had been there to greet him personally, all smiles and welcomes. He hadn't even said goodbye to Jennifer. As Jennifer walked toward the airlock, the station's comm system crackled to life. "Commander Thorne to the communications center immediately. Priority Alpha message from Fleet Command." Jennifer paused. "Priority Alpha? That was reserved for emergencies or direct orders from the Admiralty." She glanced back, curiosity getting the better of her, but continued toward the ship. She was halfway through the airlock when the announcement came. "Jennifer Hartwell, report to the communications center immediately." Jennifer Hartwell to communications. Priority Alpha. Jennifer froze. Fleet Command wanted to speak to her. She turned back, confusion and hope warring in her chest. When she arrived at the communications center, Robert was already there, his face an unusual shade of pale. The view screen showed Admiral Catherine Price, the head of Frontier Operations. "Ms. Hartwell," the Admiral said, her stern face softening slightly. "I understand Commander Thorne has terminated your employment." "Yes, Admiral," Jennifer replied. Standing at attention, Commander Thorne, Admiral Price's voice turned icy. "Did you bother to read Chief Engineer Hartwell's complete file before making this decision?" Robert's jaw worked. "I reviewed her performance metrics and did you read the classified addendum?" The Admiral interrupted. Silence. "I'll take that as a no," Admiral Price continued. "Chief Engineer Hartwell holds the Frontier Service. Cross for saving Station 7 and its 847 crew members during the cascade. Failure of 19. She also designed the emergency protocols now used fleet-wide for deep space stations. Additionally, she's consulted on 7 station designs currently under construction." Jennifer's eyes widened. She'd been told that information was classified, that the Admiral wasn't finished. Furthermore, Fleet Command specifically assigned her to Station 7 because of its experimental systems. Her workarounds, as you called them, Commander, are actually innovations we've been studying for implementation across the entire Frontier network. Robert looked like he wanted the floor to swallow him whole. "Chief Engineer Hartwell," Admiral Price said, "Fleet Command is offering you a choice. You may return to your position at Station 7 with a promotion to Senior Chief Engineer and a formal apology from Commander Thorne. Or if you prefer, we have a position waiting for you at Frontier Development Command, designing the next generation of deep space stations." Jennifer looked at Robert, whose face had gone from pale to red. She thought about 11 years of her life, of the crew who had become family, of the station she'd kept alive. Then she thought about never having to deal with Robert Thorne again. "Admiral," Jennifer said slowly, a smile beginning to form, "tell me more about this position at Development Command." Behind her, she heard Robert's sharp intake of breath. Sometimes, Jennifer thought, being adequate was just the beginning, the end.